Edie out here. The dog looks like he's down. I'm gonna jump in and check him, but I'm probably gonna have to seize him. This guy doesn't look good. I can see one of his legs. There's a pretty big open wound. I don't see any food or water in this yard either for him. He looks pretty thin, but I'm gonna jump back there and check on him. I got Petey on the way because I'm probably gonna have to take him. He doesn't look good. He's a little growly, so it's okay, baby. We'll see how he is.
The property seems to be unoccupied.
Okay?
There's no time to wait for an owner to show up.
Come here, baby. Hi, cutie. What happened? Oh, what a good boy. His paw is really swollen, so he's been like this for a while. Good boy. Hi, cutie. Can you get up at all? Come on. There we go. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, what a cutie. This is bad. He's really dehydrated too. I need to get him some fluids. Oh, he lives here. This is all set up for him. So he has an owner.
Someone is feeding and providing water for the dog, so they must know about his injuries.
I'm gonna let him get some water, and then I'm gonna get him some fluids.
Maurice's trained to administer emergency medical treatment.
I'm gonna give him some sub-Q fluids for the hydration. Surprisingly, his gums are still pink. He's not real shocky right now, so he's stable. He's just got to be super painful and infected, and you're just a mess, aren't you? Just a little pokey poke. Good boy. Be right back.
Marisa needs to wait for the police to arrive before she takes the dog, so she uses the time to question the neighbors.
And it's been about a week?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you. Sounds like the dog's only been here about a week. He has been getting some kind of home treatment. So I don't know what they're treating him with, but sometimes you can treat stuff at home, you know, but this, no way. This is really bad. So we now know we have a witness that can, you know, state that he's been in this condition for at least a week.
The Phoenix police officers have arrived to authorize the seizure of the dog.
Ooh, uh-oh. It's okay. I'm sorry. Stop it. He's probably just stressed out. It's okay. There we go. There we go. That's much better. That's much better. He's just painful. Thanks for all your help.
Maurice's left a notice for the owner. She'll head straight back to the hospital. This dog needs to get the veterinary care he should have had long before now. She was able to gather a lot of information from talking with the neighbors.
I have a good solid witness saying that that injury's been like that for maybe 6 to 7 days. Witness also saw the owners trying to home medicate, and obviously in this case, home medicating is not going to work. They should have taken that dog to a vet right away. I can't believe they left him back there like that in that much pain. This is a case I'm definitely planning on prosecuting. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Okay. I'm sorry. There we go.
The dog's clearly in pain, and it snapped at Marisa earlier, so he needs careful handling.
Better now, aren't you?
Dr. Leo Egard decides to sedate the dog immediately.
Catheter and the blood, and then I'll come back, we'll knock him down with some propofol and get him on gas.
He's a mess. You're a mess. They're gonna start cleaning him up right away, and he's on pain medication, so I'm glad I got him out of there. I'm glad someone called. He wouldn't have lasted too long up there, so he's doing a lot better now. Good boy.
He's doing better, but the injury is even worse than it seemed at first.
You know, if we divide the circumference of an arm up into degrees, he's probably got maybe 100, 120 degrees remaining, because you have wound margin here, and then it goes all the way around the side to just right there. So he's looking at probably either losing the leg or having some very advanced attempts to grow skin back on the leg, either a free skin graft or something clever. Let's just say that for the moment. Something very clever.
It goes all the way. I didn't know
Yeah.
it went that far.
Yeah, and this poor boy's been suffering horribly.
Poor dog.
Well, on the quote-unquote good leg, we're going to use surgical skin staples to bring that tissue a little closer together. If we can't save the bad leg, then the quote-unquote good leg becomes even more important because it's the last remaining front leg.
For Dr. Egar, it's deeply frustrating that the owner did not seek professional help for the dog.
You know, the standard is usually what would a reasonable and prudent person do. A reasonable and prudent person would not have their dog in the backyard with a gaping wound on its leg and be trying to apply something they bought at a store. They'd seek medical attention. Plain and simple. Eventually what you would have seen happen is with a wound of this size, he would have either gotten an infection due to the open wound being in a backyard environment, or due to the fact that there's compromised blood supply, compromised tissue here that would have begun to putrefy and rot, and he would have died of sepsis. Without any question. This does not heal on its own.
Maurice's intervention has taken the first step in saving this dog's life, but it has a long way to go yet. 2 days ago, the AHS joined the Phoenix police in a raid on a rooster fighting operation. Several suspects were arrested and faced multiple felony charges. Dozens of fighting birds had to be humanely euthanized. Thankfully, there was one bird that could be spared, as he'd not been trained to fight.
We're gonna take him. We're gonna try to save him.
The AHS adoptions team has lost no time in finding a new home for him. He's moved to a rescue center north of Phoenix run by Susan Thompson. Susan's named him Rooster Cogburn.
He's gentle, he's sweet, he likes the attention. He's adapted very, very well, and he's happy, and there aren't any threats here because they're tucked in at night, so nothing can grab them. And pretty much they go wherever they want. They can go in and out of stalls and go down and play on the hay piles, and they have a little pool with water. So I think he thinks he's got it made and he's got a good life. And we think he's got a good life. So he'll spend the rest of his life with us, no matter what.
This bird's new life brings some consolation for the unavoidable euthanasia of the fighting roosters. There's also hope for the puppies rescued at the same time. They're due to have surgery today on the tails that have been crudely docked by their owner. Dr. Kathleen Croto will carry out the operation.
Fortunately, they left it very long and they did it inappropriately, so it'll make it easier for us to actually correct it. So we're just going to put a tourniquet on and actually remove the tail at a little bit higher, at the next higher joint from where that wound is.
Dr. Croto's seen the effects of this kind of home docking before.
This is part of the spinal column. It involves the vertebrae of the tail, and so there's a good likelihood of spreading the infection up through that area. What I'm going to do is just make a skin incision first, and that'll give us a little bit of a flap to close over the top. We want to leave a lot of skin so we can close it nicely and cover all the vital tissues. It's extremely uncomfortable, extremely painful, and that's just the fact of having it tied around and left on for a period of time. But now imagine that tissue at the end of an appendage just dying off and necrosing. It's extremely inhumane to put an animal through this. The people who do this should be forced to tie off one of their own appendages and see what it feels like, to see how comfortable it is. All right, I am mostly happy with that. And he'll be left with a little less tail to wag, but he'll be much happier since he's on pain medication and antibiotics.
All 3 pups will benefit from the expert medical care they'll get here at the hospital. The next step will be to find them new owners who will show them more respect and affection than their previous ones. Emergency animal medical technician Tammy Kinzel has received a report of a road accident with a very unusual victim.
We just got a call in West Phoenix that we're headed out to regarding an animal, a parrot, that got hit by a car. The person that hit the animal is standing by, and it appears to be injured but still alive. In this case, it's really important that we get out there as fast as we can. Otherwise, they just will pass on the side of the road, or even under somebody's car.
The location is 6 miles from the Arizona Humane Society shelter, and with rush hour approaching, this is going to be a nervous drive for Tammy.
The 10 interchange is always a mess right here. This makes me crazy. Oh my gosh, seriously? Come on. Let's go. Come on, don't slow down. Gotta get going, gotta get going. That's gotta be him. 1023 DR 1588.
The driver of the vehicle that the bird flew into has kindly waited for Tammy to arrive.